What's up, guys? Again, today we're back in my Mini, and just wanted to make a video, like a popular debate, pretty much. I get people asking me, and people in my DMs, like always, saying that they're gonna buy a car, or what direction they should go in between, buying a car with a manual transmission or buying a car with an automatic transmission. Now, I feel that really depends what you're gonna do with the car, what your direction with the car is, the purpose of the car, so that you can make a proper decision on whether you want to get a manual or automatic transmission. Me personally, I prefer manual. That's just me. I just think it's more fun. You can just do more. You're in control of the car. It just makes the driving experience more fun. So that's my take, but I can see why people, especially nowadays, would, have a harder time choosing between whether getting a manual or an automatic. So I feel, do what's in the best interest to you. I know there's, it's a stigma that, driving a manual in traffic or on hills or driving manual every day is super annoying, and I don't think so. I think that's kind of overdone. I think people kind of exaggerate a little bit when it comes to that. I've done it every day for years, and honestly, I'm still not annoyed. I've been in traffic multiple times. I've been stuck on hills multiple times. I do it every day, drive miles every day to work, back, all that, and it still doesn't annoy me. That's just me. I think it's fun. Even when there is traffic, it really doesn't bother me. I'm so used to it that it's like second nature. It's like riding a bike or swimming. You really don't notice you do it anymore. But with technology nowadays, and a lot of these car companies coming out with these amazing fast shifting dual clutch transmissions, I can see why it's hard to see if somebody would want to buy manual and why the manuals are dying out as opposed to choosing an automatic. If you asked this question, I would say like 10 or 15 years ago, I feel like the clear-cut answer would be definitely get a manual, because technology with automatic transmissions back then weren't very good. Automatic transmissions were kind of weak depending on what kind of car you bought. If you did a lot of power mods, and depending on what kind of car you bought, a lot of times the automatic transmissions couldn't hold up with the power and they would just break. And, automatic transmissions are more expensive to repair and swap, depending on the situation, than a manual transmission. But, now, definitely, the first thing you gotta ask yourself is, what's the car gonna be for? If you're gonna buy a car as a daily, I would say, probably for the common person, the average person, an automatic transmission would be better. It's convenient, it's easy. You turn the key, put the car in drive and go. And I can see why people will prefer that as a daily. If you're the average person that wants to be, simple and basic, I would definitely say, get an automatic. It's definitely a good option. It's just simple, If you don't want such a boring driving experience, I think, maybe getting a manual for a daily, and something that's not fast, like a basic, something like a Honda Civic or anything like that. You just want it to be a little more fun. You could definitely get a manual, especially a lot of the newer ones, with technology, clutches are super light. A lot of manual cars nowadays come with clutches that feel like a feather, hill assist, all this, stuff to make it even easier to drive a manual. Now, another thing is, if you're going into the modifying part of the scene, it really depends now what you're trying to do. I feel like the really big benefit that automatic transmissions have nowadays over the manuals is, with how technology is, you see, Volkswagen, Audi, Porsches, even American cars now, like Camaros with their new 10 speeds, Mustangs have 10-speed trans, they shift so fast. So if you're going for performance, if you're going to the track, if you're doing some roll racing, in Mexico, by the way, if you're doing roll racing, track days, it feels like an automatic transmission is definitely worth it now, because these transmissions are so well put together and they shift so fast that, human reaction time really can't compete with how technology is. And there's so many companies, that offer tunes to make, the ECU shift the transmissions even faster. So, you get constant fast shifts, no human error. You can always run your best times. I feel like, if you're going to build a race car for the track, to go down a quarter mile and whatnot, I definitely say nowadays, with how technology is, an automatic transmission probably would be the best option to go fast. manuals, you have the possibility of, missing a gear, stalling, not shifting fast enough. There's a lot of things that go into a manual because it's just you, the pedals, and the shifter. You got to trust yourself. As in, with the new automatics, you just put the car in sport mode or you use your paddle shifters and you just go. You're not going to miss a gear. The car's going to shift for you, and it's going to be the fastest shifts possible. So I would definitely say if you're going to build a car for like track, a race car, you want to run the fastest times in the quarter mile, nowadays definitely an automatic would be the best choice. If you're building a car just to have fun, you want to rip around, do some mods too, but you're not trying to look for quarter mile times. You're not trying to race the car. You're just trying to have fun with your car. I'd still say a manual is the best option. Nothing is more fulfilling, in my opinion, than, just getting into your car and you controlling your car, you doing what your car wants to do, and just the satisfying feeling of just driving a manual. A lot of companies don't make manuals anymore. Manuals are becoming extinct. It's harder to find them, and less people know how to drive them. So, having one and knowing how to drive one is really like, it's a great thing to know. You never know when you will need a manual transmission in your life. You never know anything that can happen. God forbid you're out somewhere and your friend drives a stick and they get hurt or sick or whatever the case is, and you need to drive the car home. You can hop into any car and just go. You don't have to say, oh man, I don't know how to drive a manual, I'm stuck. No, you can hop into any car that you get into and just go. And that's definitely a huge benefit of learning how to drive a manual. Like I said, in my opinion, I just prefer manual. I'm a car guy. I just have fun doing it. Like I said, depending on the direction you're going in, an automatic would definitely be beneficial. Like I said, most people would choose an automatic for a daily. And I'm not going to lie, an automatic would be, even in my situation, I drive in a lot of bumper-to-bumper traffic going to work and coming home from work. So an automatic would definitely be more ideal. I'm not going to lie. I still prefer a manual, but an automatic would be more ideal if you're dailying a car. And if you are, like I said, if you are going to be tracking a car and you're trying to go for your best quarter mile times, nowadays with technology and how well put together these transmissions are, an automatic would be better for you. It definitely would be. Manuals don't have anything on automatic transmissions anymore. Like a manual transmission nowadays is just for, the car enthusiasts who prefer to have 3 pedals and a shifter. That's just pretty much what it is. So in that case, I would definitely say go automatic. But in every other case, I would definitely choose manual. I would say most people that complain about manual, either, like I said, they get stuck in traffic and they're just annoyed of it. Maybe they've done it for so many years that they just rather just drive an automatic and make it easy. Or honestly, a lot of the people that choose not to get a manual or bash manual transmissions are people that don't even know how to drive them. So if you don't know how to drive a manual, don't comment or don't, bash something that you don't know until you try it. And if you don't know, definitely learn, Like I said, I get people asking me all the time what I prefer. And, depending on the car you get, and depending on what you're going to be using, most times I'm going to say definitely get a manual. But, like I say, guys, overall, to wrap it up, I think manual is just better. It's more fun. Definitely it's cheaper to fix. Automatic transmissions with everything that goes into them, they're really pricey. You break one, something breaks in them, you got to swap one. They're super expensive. Manuals are just so simple. They're cheaper. If you buy a manual transmission over an automatic transmission, manual cars are cheaper as well. So, well, in most cases, obviously, but some cases not. But anyways, most of the time, a manual transmission is more affordable than an automatic transmission car. But definitely, if you're looking into getting a car, I would definitely, if you don't know how to drive a manual, learn. If you do, definitely, if you're stuck, even test drive both and just see which one you like better. But, like I said, guys, in conclusion, I just think a manual transmission is just more fun. It's more engaging. It's just you and your car. And you really got to know how to drive. The car's not going to be doing it for you. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Let me know what you think. Do you guys prefer driving an automatic? Do you prefer driving a manual? Which one and why? What kind of car do you have? And what's the reason why you chose the transmission that you have in your car at the moment? And what's done to your car to make you have chose that decision, pretty much. So let me know, guys. Hopefully this helps out a little bit. Like I said, this is just my opinion. This is not for everybody. You know, I'm just one person out of the millions of people that own, that own a car in the world. So, if you agree, let me know. And if you disagree, let me know why. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.